Okay. Let's see if we can test the temperature this go around. I'm doing my dailies for the day. Let's see if this... I didn't see a notification go out. So let's make sure that it went live. Because it might not have. It doesn't look like it. Yep, it is. It looks like it. Yeah. Okay, let's make sure the sound is working. And yeah, sound is working. I don't have that problem. Hey, Loopy Lisa. How are you doing? Hang on, I gotta get the dogs to quiet down.
Mic off. Mic on.
Are you not at work? I know, it's okay. Perfect, because I streamed for 45 minutes yesterday without any sound and I didn't know it. And somebody was watching me and didn't tell me I didn't have any sound. And of course I start streaming and now the dogs are going to go crazy. Oh, you're just getting ready for work. That's awesome. I guess a 12-hour day, huh? I had my laptop overheated last night, and I think I found out why. I've never, ever overheated this laptop. But I found a couple of dust bunnies inside where the fans were, so I think that's what 12-hour night shift. I'm sorry. Is this day 1 of day 2 before you get your 4 days off, I guess? I can't wait till I think I'm going to buy a curtain instead of a shade for over here on this window. That Hello Kitty curtain's got to go. Okay, well that's good. So then you'll be off tomorrow when you do your Casbat night. I'm very happy that you stopped by. Last night when I got the live to start with sound, they were talking about the spicy guy, and you're live the night before, off for 4 after night. That's awesome. I wish I got 4 days off. Although next weekend will be a long weekend because of the holiday. My son's on his way home from his physical training for the Marines. So the dogs will probably go crazy when he gets home. Oh, well, thank you for watching the replay. I felt so stupid when I 45 minutes in, I'm thinking something's not right. Like nobody's in here talking to me, but I see there's like 3 people watching, and what in the world is going on? And so I pulled up the stream and I turned on the sound. I'm like, oh well, yeah, I'm like a mime on YouTube. Hey, Mandy Hall, how are you? It's really hot. I don't even know what it's supposed to be like today here. I think it's supposed to be nice, but I'm sure it's going to be warm. It's been humid all week. Very muggy and sticky. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest taking your phone in the shower. Although I hear they make Apple Watches that are swim proof. It was really funny last night when my computer overheated and everything shut down. I came back on for a second to make sure that people didn't think something terrible happened to me because my husband had just come home from work and Carolyn went on the air. That was so funny. So I quit and I went over there, fell asleep during hers. I've, knock on wood, I've never, but my mom did. Her very first phone, I think was the one that she uh, dropped in the bathroom. And then she called me. She says, "You're never gonna believe what I did." And she told me, and I said, "That's something I would do." Phones are getting so expensive now, though. I protect it like I would my laptop. You have to go and check the daily. I don't even see my temperature going up today, so that's probably good. Right, that's exactly what my mom said she did. So the only time I ever really put my phone in my back pocket is when I have jeans on. And on Fridays we have jeans day at work. So I walk to the farthest bathroom just to get up and stretch and get away from the computer. Most of us do. And so I'll put my phone in my back pocket if I'm listening to something that I want to continue to listen to instead of leaving it at my desk. And I'll get down there, and every time I make sure the very first thing I do is I take that phone out and I set it on the metal toilet paper holder so I don't do that because it would be so like me to not get into the toilet. My poor husband had to go into work this morning. He's got something he's supposed to be at 4 o'clock today, and I don't think he doesn't think he's going to get off in time. I kind of feel bad for him, but I'll take the extra money. Although I'm hoping he doesn't listen to me now since he's supposed to be working to get out of there early. Let's see. Another long flight path I should remember to. Whoop. I don't want my clipboard there. I want the. I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. Get a little bit of a scenic view. Have a good day, Lisa. Love you too, and I will. If I don't catch you before, I'll see you at Urine Cows Bats Live tomorrow. So, Mandy, what are you up to today? There's an awful lot of light comes in that window. Gardening, too hot, bad idea. Oh, I imagine so, unless you do it in stages. How hot is it there? Now you're making me wonder how hot it's supposed to get today here. Let's see what it says. It says, oh, the humidity's only at 54%. That's good. It's 75. Oh, it's 75 right now. That's nice. It's actually really nice weather. '86, that's hot for us. Oh, where are you located? What region of the world? '86 can be terribly hot for us if our humidity is over 60%, which it usually is all summer. It's usually pretty bad. Ah, okay. Is your heat humid? We have very humid heat here. I'm like 1 mile from the Mississippi River, so we have a lot of water around us. This kind of looks like fall here on in this area of the game. Goodness gracious. I still don't think my temperature's gone up terribly much. That's probably a good thing. It is today. We're having a mini heat wave this weekend. It was cool last week. Well, you guys had a really big heat wave earlier, didn't you? Good morning, Mrs. Roger Rabbit. How are you doing today? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I thought it was about a month ago. She's still. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I thought you said when you woke up you were going to get to see your kid. I'm sure you're very excited. All right, Mandy Hall, enjoy your shower. Oh, she's hanging with friends. Yeah. That's kids for you. It was raining here yesterday when I was in this area. Yeah, I can understand that. They don't get to visit with their friends very often that are there, and I'm sure my son's going to do the same thing when he comes home for his 10 days after boot camp. And I'm going to be like, no, I want to keep you here and see you the whole time. But I'll understand he has to spend time with people. It's a good thing she's getting to come see you now, though. It was kind of funny when my laptop overheated last night and shut down my stream. It was very abrupt. Why is there. Are you kidding me? What's going on here? These should have reset. It's 11:35. Don't tell me they're like on fall back time already in the game. Oh, there's no quest. Really? Hey, Elvis, how are you doing? There we go. She just told me we have her until 6 this night. She usually has the baby. When she comes home, she's doing the I'm free thing. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that you're doing great today. You have big plans this weekend, Elvis? No. Yeah, I've been dying to kind of come on this morning and test out. Last night I was streaming and she doesn't know we are taking her to buy her present or she'd already be home. Oh, that's true. If she knew she was getting a present, she'd be there in a heartbeat, I'm sure. I do have a midterm for my sociology class. Midterm already? Gosh, school just started. Uh, no, but my laptop overheated last night. That's why the stream shut down. And so this morning I was trying. Oh my goodness! Stop it!
Mic off. Mic on.
The my son probably is home. Um, I think it's because there was a few dust bunnies up in the fans because I took a can of air and blew into the vent, and yeah, a couple of little dust bunnies came out. That's why she doesn't know. LOL. She never outgrew the. Are we there yet? Thanks, Social. When we get there, yeah, I have a really hard time keeping secrets from like really anybody that I really am excited to give something to. But yeah, there's definitely some kids never outgrow that. I'm gonna come get my present. I want to see. I want to see your Let me see if I can find where Mom's hiding the Christmas presents at. Although I don't think my kids really ever looked because I would when they were very little I would buy their Christmas presents while they were with me because there was really I mean I didn't have a lot of shopping time where they weren't around, and they would tell me, oh, I like that, and I'd go and I'd get the stuff that I wanted to buy them, and they'd say, oh, who are you buying that for? I'm like, I don't know. I'm sending them to Santa Claus, and he'll give them to whoever's been good, I suppose. Has that been a fascinating class at Elvis Presley? I watch all the social experiment shows, so I think I'd love it. Mrs. Roger Rabbit, you also play a very big social experiment game. I gotta catch some slimes, I think. Oh, my puppy is trying to get my son must either be parking or coming in the house. It's very crazy. Exactly. Social interaction fascinates me. I never figure out what motivates people to behave the way they do. I actually am never surprised about positive behavior. It's the negative behavior I think that fascinates me trying to figure out. I mean, we all have poor reactions sometimes to things that happen unexpectedly, but like these people that well, with the true crime stuff, when you're, following court cases or whatever, and it's almost like these people just snap, and doesn't seem to be, well, there certainly isn't a logical explanation as to why that happens. Me either. I see the best in people. I don't see the best in people. I do expect people to misbehave only because I've had a lot of life experience with people not um, behaving in the best manner, but I think don't wow him up because I'm alive. Shh. Go take him outside and let him run around. I don't know. I'm pretty cynical when it comes to people because I don't know. It seems like these days, generally, people are not always what they seem to be. I just caught myself trying to hover. Yeah, it's. Do you have all these special fishing bobbers? Oh my gosh, they were so much. I spent like a whole day fishing all of them up. If you did the Fisher Friends in Legion with all the different special fishing people all over the place, while you're fishing for that, you'll fish up all these special bobber toys. I don't think I have that one. I have a bunch, but I don't. So there's let me see. I don't even remember all of the ones they have. So there is the can of worms, The carved wooden helm. Does anyone know who was bothering? Hi, Julie C. Yes, I do. But I'm sure if she wants that out, um, if you email her, she'll probably tell you. That's probably the best advice I could give you about it. I don't I don't think it's really safe for anybody to talk about the person, considering that, especially if you're doing it on your channel or anybody else's channel, that they could then become targets too, and I don't think we want that to spread. I think I'll run my demon hunter through fishing things. Hey Lisa. Oh, okay, no worries. I don't People lurk. My husband, when he's at work, he lurks. He never says anything. I think he spies on me. So we have, let's see, the can of worms, the carved wooden helm, the cat head, the demon noggin, the enchanted, what is it? Enchanted bobber, the face of the forest, the floating totem, the murloc head, the squeaky duck, the tugboat, and wooden pepe. I think that's all of them because I'm pretty sure I fished up all of them. Best to poke unstable dragons. Uh, I do all my fishing. Like I have the why can't I think of the name of it? The special fishing pole from Legion that was like the legendary fishing pole. I have that on my monk, so I do all my fishing on that one. No problem, Julie C. I just know the best way. I mean, because she'll be upfront. Because I've emailed her before asking her about things, or telling her I don't know what's going on, but my thoughts are with her, or whatever. And she'll it will probably take her a while because I know she's been bombarded with emails, but she'll get back to you. Best not to even. Geez, my brain is already foggy and I just woke up. I feel like my brain is foggy lots of times when I wake up too. It's kind of like I sometimes I feel like it's the lawnmower that never starts on the first crank. You have to pull the string a couple of times to get it going. Although I have to say, if anybody's gonna lurk, Lisa's probably the best lurker to have. Why is everybody jumping on my bobber? I have had a lot of appointments and setbacks, so I need to give myself a break. It's been a rough month, but man, does that Space Cadet thing bug me. Space Cadet thing. What's the Space Cadet thing? Coffee is gas for my lawnmower. I can't function in the mornings without it. Oh, yeah, I don't do coffee. Um, I'm a tea drinker, but I haven't had any. I actually try to stay away from as much caffeine as possible unless it's in the tea that I'm drinking. I forget words. Oh, I forget words too. I forget words in the normal course of the day, and I don't know where they go. They must go in the temporarily unneeded pile in my brain. So much for lurking. She keeps saying hi to everybody. I actually feel honored that Lisa's in my live stream. She's always fangirling on everybody. I feel like I kind of fangirl on her. Oops, I'm a rubbish looker. You know, I made a comment. You were saying you were rubbish the other day in your live, and I know you didn't see my comment, but I said, yeah, you're rubbishly gorgeous. My mind goes faster than I can get the words out of my mouth, except for curse words. Right? No kidding. Today I'm having trouble finding them to begin with. LOL. Hubby and I were laughing at me calling an ambulance a bus, but not being able to come up with ambulance. Then it stuck as ambulance bus. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Well, I mean, an ambulance is kind of like a bus. Have you ever seen how they make ambulances? That's quite interesting. Um, what's that show called? How It's Made. I watched one time. They were showing how they make ambulances. Crazy, crazy neat. Today I'm having trouble. Oh yeah, I read that. Hi, Loopy. Oh, you're sweet. Don't let that get out, Lisa. Hi, Knick Knack. I'm cooking dinner, so I'm lurking. That's fine. You can lurk, Knick Knack. I don't mind. I'm just fishing right now, doing some dailies in the game while I'm talking to everybody. Trying to see if I fixed my overheating problem yesterday. So what are you cooking? And are you cooking enough for everybody? I have to go turn that one in. Let's see, where is the cooking? Sometimes I feel like the kids, I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like they're crashing the house down around me. Oh, it's out there. Oh, 50 cooking awards, nice. I'm getting ready to unlurk. Gotta get ready for work. Bye bye, everybody. Talk to you guys later. See you, Julie C. Thanks for stopping by. Fish cakes, and yes, enough for everyone. Oh, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Are fish cakes anything like crab cakes? I don't know that I've ever had fish cakes. I mean, I'm guessing they might be only with fish. Dort Kill was. What the heck kind of name is that? Sometimes the things that people name their characters absolutely befuddles me. I don't even remember if I did my farm, but if I did, I'm gonna park it here anyway.
Oh, hello.
Let's see. Cod and chorizo with sweet potato fries. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. I'm going to have to cook tomorrow. She requested biscuits and gravy for breakfast, enchiladas for dinner. It sounds like you're going to be doing a lot of cooking. Enchiladas are good though, and I like biscuits and gravy. I should do. I keep hitting the wrong button. The scenic view. So I'm going to see if this works today. Since I got the cloud bot working, I obviously tried to hide a message earlier. Italian beef subs are dinner tonight. She's gonna miss out. Oh, oh yeah, because she's going out with her friends, I'm assuming. That's okay. Italian beef subs are good. Oh, I guess the Streamlabs bot is working. Yeah, any Italian food, pretty much, I'm good with. I'm just not a fan of olives. Yeah, it's like I need to clean my monitor off. She's going out with the boys. Bet it smells so good they stay here. That's possible. The best way to a male's heart seems to be through his stomach. Let's see if I did these. I know my kids, they won't turn down mom's food. Yep. Okay, I did these. You know, I actually am beginning to understand people who stream their gameplay and try to do their dailies and stuff, how they get lost. You get in these conversations and then you completely are not paying attention to the game, so you don't remember what you did and didn't do. I'll be so happy when I get this room finished set up. I still can't believe how much light is coming in from that window. It's kind of crazy. Okay, back to go to the farm. Mrs. Roger Rabbit, don't you kind of wish that the demon hunters you could be something other than a blood elf or a night elf? Could you imagine a little gnome floating around with those big wings? Okay, so somebody said this to me. Oh, one of my friends at work, after she was watching the live the other night that I was doing, she said the same thing to me. And I said, well, to be honest, I learned how to talk and play the game raiding, and raid leading and running a guild. And to be honest, when you're running a guild and you're raid leading, you might be in a channel in Discord with all your raiders, you know, sometimes up to 30 people, and you're trying to place everybody and give everybody responsibilities and what they need to do. And then all of a sudden, I'd have somebody from the guild who had a question hop down into the channel, ask me the question, and we might be in the middle of a fight, and I'm still calling out things that are going on in the fight and having to answer the question at the same time. Yeah, they should be able to fly. Druids can fly. Demon hunters should be able to. No, I don't really think that demon hunters should fly. I like the fact that they glide, and I like having that double jump, because if they made you fly, you would not be able to have that double jump. And I'm telling you, that double jump can be a lifesaver, getting to areas that you normally can't. I am glad that with the druids though that they're changing up the forms for the races, like the new races that the new uh I don't even remember what they're calling them, but like the high mountain tauren and stuff. I'm glad they're starting to make different looks for each one of the classes, and I think they should do that across the board. End up typing the wrong chats when I try to chat in game. Yes. Um, yeah, that's why I like to use a voice chat client because um, switching. Although the way that my um, this UI works, each of my chats will pop up in a different tab in the window, so I click between them. But yeah, I've said things to people that were the wrong people in the text because sometimes you type things into guild chat and you're meaning to whisper it to somebody else, and yeah, I prefer the voice chat. It's a lot easier, and honest to goodness, it's easier to play the game and speak with my voice than try to play the game and stop and type. I can't even imagine how people were rating before the voice chat became so popular, where they were having to type the commands. I've been in pugs where they're typing the commands, and by the time they type to you what you're supposed to do, it's like it's already happened and it's done and over with because everything moves so fast. Something's going on in the other room. I'm not sure what in the world. Maybe somebody has the hiccups. When I first started, we had to type everything in group chat. We got to the point we assigned targets before we went in and made it much easier. Need to go jump in the tub. Be back in a bit. All right. Enjoy your bath. Yeah, I don't know how in the world I would have ever been able to run groups and have to type in chat. Oh dear God.
Mic off. Mic on.
What in the world he's barking at now? Everybody's outside doing their lawns. I did this one, that one, that one I need to do. You're still here lurking badly. Yeah, you're a bad lurker, but that's okay. You're good at a lot of things. I really wish they would get rid of this vine thing. Having these plants attack us is just kind of beyond at this point. I mean, who has a plant attack you? Although I guess if you do all the quests and you get to this point, you understand why all the vermin are underground. Sort of. They're all kind of demented, I think. I think I'm gonna do a series where I just level a character in stages, so I can go through and read all the quests. And I know when I first started playing the game, I used to read all the quests. I don't read them anymore. I've leveled so many characters. I just want to, okay, I want to make this new character. I want to get it to max level so I can start doing the stuff that I want to do with it. I think that was the last one. I will have a conniption fit though if any of these mounts ever drop when I do the world bosses on stream. Which they're bound to because I've done them over 1,000 times a piece. Looking for a tank and DPS for quick MOs. Mythic zeros, I guess. I guess that's what they're saying. Everybody talks in shortcut language. I don't know. My kids make fun of me when I type texts, because I make whole sentences. I don't capitalize in text, but I use punctuation and I type out whole words. I can only imagine what's going to happen. I don't know. 10 years or so, everybody's going to be going through resumes looking to hire people, and full words aren't even going to be there. I get emails all the time at work. People can't spell, people don't use proper grammar. I have to do the bosses. No. Yep. Nope. Not on this one. Fungus. Would you like some flies? Nope. I don't need those. Okay. My monk. One of my favorite characters. I still can't get over my daughter. She takes the wrapper off of these drinks. She says it bothers her when she holds a bottle and has a wrapper on it. I don't know. She's been peeling them off since she was little. I wonder why these screens are going back to loading slowly. I wish they'd fix that again. Looking to put the war in Warcraft? Pretty much everybody does, because that's all they do is fight and kill and speak poorly about each other. You must have the dog in there. Who is he telling to sit? Wanted to see. 5 days. Okay, so we're gonna do the farm.
We are the sword
I have to do the
and
world
shadow.
bosses. Seems like there was something I was getting ready to say and I lost my thought. Talk about forgetting words or can't find words. I lose whole thoughts. I swear that's old age creeping in. I'm so glad it's the weekend though. Nice time to chill before I have to go back to work next week for the month end. Month end is not a fun week. I think I'm gonna scenic route this. That's an interesting view. How long have I been? 51 minutes, and I still my temperature is still good. Yep. Guess that's what happened last night. I guess that means those fans work really good. They said they would. I love these kites. Let's see if I can. That silly staff is in the way there. Looks like a bird with a very long beak. So I only have a couple more weeks before my son leaves. Getting very anxious about that. Kind of nervous for him, I think. Boy, this is still raining. Shh. I wonder why they made those kites look like birds. It's kind of odd. There's not really that many birds in this area. And they have a lantern for a behind. Interesting. Oh, but he'll be totally fine. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, although he texted me today while he was at PT and says, yeah, I need to have this wart on my finger looked at. I didn't even know he had a wart on his finger, and evidently he's had it for a couple years. I'm like, my kids, they only go once a year to the doctor, and since he turned 18 last year, he hasn't been to the doctor since he went to the pediatrician when he turned 18. And so now I'm like, and he's only got a couple weeks before he goes. And I said, son, there's no way we're going to be able to get you into a new doctor before you leave. Like, that's just not going to happen. Because typically they make you wait a month before you can go in. And some of them, they only have certain days. And sometimes they only even have one day a month that they take new patients in. And I'm just like, that's not going to happen. Like, why are they bringing this up now? Didn't they see your work when you got your physical done? He goes, but they didn't say anything about it. But evidently, they won't let you go into they won't let you go into boot camp with an open wound. That's what he said to me. So even if we go and have the wart removed, it would have to heal before he can go in. I'm like, well, can't you just go in with it? And he said, yeah. I said, but then if they fix it while you're there, it'll delay your graduation. He's like, yep. So I don't know. Why couldn't they tell us this before? And I told him, why couldn't you tell us 2 years ago when you had this wart on the tip of your finger? We could have asked the doctor to take it off. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I think that because it's on the tip of his finger, they might be worried about all the physical activity he's doing in it, you know, something happening, it like, you know, ripping off or something. Oh, he said he's had it for 2 years, so he's had it through all this prep. I'm sure he's learned to maneuver around it. I don't know. Seriously, I've heard of some strange things delaying people in the military, but really, a wart? Really? No. Of course, I also didn't know they won't let you go in with an opened wound. I hate these stupid plants. Tentacle plants. I had a wart on my finger when I was his age. After a couple years, it just dropped off. When I was washing up, yeah. I think their concern might be that it'll do that while he's in boot camp. I think that's the only time it would cause an issue. Because you know. He's going into the roughest training military branch, so he has, you know, Hell Week, and there's a thing called the Crucible they do where they keep them up for 48 hours and they work them and march them, and well, that's good. Maybe his will just fall off. We can hope anyway. Or maybe it'll wait till after boot camp. After boot camp, he could go have it removed. It wouldn't be a big problem. Because I told him, I said, I can go to the Walgreens and get over the counter thing to put on there. It just freezes it. And he's like, oh, but then it, you know, it has to heal. If it doesn't heal before I go in, they won't let me go in. It'll delay me. And, oh my goodness. And if he gets delayed on entry, then he could lose his job that he's already got, which is why he's going in earlier than his original date was. I don't know. It seems like everything just snowballs with the military. But I guess they have to be careful because they don't want, you know, I'm sure they don't want him getting an infection or anything. Oh, that is the Zandalari troll cat form. That doesn't even look like a cat. It's like a saber-toothed tiger. All right, Loopy Lisa, thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your day at work or night at work. Hopefully this guy will spawn quickly. I'm back. Have a great evening at Loopy Lisa. Mrs. Roger Rabbit. Well, that was a fast bath. That sounds kind of funny. It's a fast bath. Melka Burr Waldir and Ines a goal enough. I wonder if he's bad mouthing me. Parlez-vous français? Yeah. I think he didn't mean to say that out loud. I love when people do that. I also think it's funny when the people from the opposite faction start talking and because you can't understand what they're saying, so it's all gobbledygook, and sometimes it seems like it possibly could be headed in the naughty direction. What kind of? I have to get dressed still. I have to sit for a few minutes. Oh, well, that's okay. Listen, I listen to, you know, YouTube all day at work. I never get to, I hardly ever get to watch anybody. Uh, if it's an actual video that I need to watch, I'll wait until I get home from work and then I'll watch it at home. But usually when I first get to work, I listen to Carolyn's live from the night before, and that was kind of funny last night how it's almost Klingon. I know, that's the same thought I have. I mean, it is whatever the gamer people wrote, and I think it is kind of. I think some of it is based on Klingon. I think I read that somewhere, but um, I was so funny when my thing shut down last night and Carolyn popped on. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get to catch her, but I only caught like an hour before I fell asleep, and then uh, as I took my tablet to my bedroom and let it play, and I fell asleep probably an hour in, and had to get up this morning and finish watching it. I keep looking for Kapla. Right, but they can't use the Klingon language. I'm pretty sure that it's I don't know copyrighted or trademarked or something. So I think they kind of mixed. I'm trying to remember. I know that somebody said Klingon was part of the structure base that they kind of used as an idea, but there was something else too. I can't remember what it is. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. I think it's evil, elvish, and yeah, it could be. It could be.
Greetings.
Go up to one keg. It has an elvish field. Yeah, right. But it then other is very like harsh, like Klingon. I'll have to look that up again sometime and see. You can't play this game and not have some kind of geek in you, honest to goodness. It's funny because I have two ladies that at work that I uh, eat lunch with and stuff every day, and so we sit at the table and eat lunch, and then halfway through our lunch we either go for a walk or I'm sorry, um, or we go down the hall and sit down and kind of check things on our phones and talk, and both of them are into like the Marvel comic movies and Star Wars, and but none of them are gamers or anything. So it's like we're all geeky in our own kind of way. We're trying to get Galaxy's Edge this fall. I'll probably cry. I'm taking it that's a movie, right? Well, my friend that contacted me yesterday, he he's been playing Elder Scrolls Online. He doesn't play WoW anymore because he doesn't want to pay for a subscription. And he says Elder Scrolls Online doesn't have a subscription. No Disney World. Oh, oh. Is it a ride or a show? We used Elder Scrolls ages ago. So there's I haven't watched him in a little while. There's a YouTuber from the UK that I started watching him because pardon me. He's I guess work really takes a lot out of me during the week. It's a new land. Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I saw that. I did not know what the name of it was. Okay. Told you I'm very bad with names. But anyway, this YouTuber, he reason I started following him, he was a mythic raider. And I don't ever have the intention to mythic raid. I like the heroic raid. I think that's challenging enough and takes up enough time if you want to do it, at a decent level. Um, but I like watching the mythic players because I get really good ideas how to improve from them. And um, kind of when everybody got all hacked off it. Oh, I'm sorry. At WoW, and a lot of them started like taking breaks and everything. He decided to take a break too because he wasn't going to be able to reign anymore because he's a professor at a university, I think, is what he said in the UK. And he went back to playing Elder Scrolls Online. I haven't really watched him since then, but it seems to be the alternative if you're not playing WoW. It seems a lot of people play that game. They even have oh, later this year or next year, they're building like mad right now. I guess they would be. Well, that's not too surprising. You knew something was going to happen. There was a reason why they bought out the Star Wars because Disney's pretty good at making money because they're really good at marketing their stuff. It would be really cool if in the very first movie, that bar, the Star Wars movie, the very first original first movie, um, the bar that Han Solo goes into uh, to meet with that guy, and all of those creatures are in there, and they're playing that music. Do 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 do. Uh, it would be nice to be able to walk into that, wouldn't it? Order a drink, have a meal. That would be a nice idea for a restaurant, I think. There's a new Tron roller coaster going up right now too. The new land is set to have its own hotels and everything. Ogas, they built it. Oh, did they? Um, yeah, they do that. Uh, the resorts, yeah, the different areas. When we went uh to Disney World, my daughter was 6. Um, my parents, my sister, my kids, my husband, we all went, and we got to stay in because my son was all about Pirates of the Caribbean at the time. So we got a Pirates of the Caribbean room at the resort where we were to stay in. You can even have blue or green milk. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I guess I'm going to have to go there someday. Florida man found guilty in stand your ground shooting. Huh. See, don't I look like a proper monk in this outfit? Plus, I can show off my uh, Nightborn tattoos better. You gotta watch the walkthrough. It's amazing. Not much for kids to do. And only one ride. But I'm going for the shopping. LOL. Yeah, that wasn't a true stand your ground. They were fighting over a parking spot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I didn't I I have I've been trying to get through the Amato trial. I know I'm very behind, but it's because I only listen to the trials after I listen to the um, YouTubers that have new videos, or like I listen to Carolyn's live the next day at work, and then I'll go into listening to the trial. So, and then I get interrupted a lot at work. So, Pretty Panda. It's an interesting name. Pretty Panda. They just arrested a couple of cops here in that no knock raid. Feds are investigating, so more charges are expected. Huh. Well, we just had an officer. Let me see. He was in the hospital, but I think I saw last night that he ended. Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button. Let's see. It was on the front page. Let me see if I can pull it up. Illinois trooper dies after East St. Louis shooting. He was serving a warrant. 33-year-old trooper Nick Hopkins died from his injuries Friday afternoon at St. Louis University Hospital at 6:10 p.m. Hopkins was serving a warrant at a home near Caseyville Avenue and North 42nd Street shortly before 5:30 a.m. on Friday. Brendan Kelly, director of the ISP, said the death is the first of an Illinois State Police SWAT team member in 20 years. It is with profound heartache and unfathomable sadness that we inform you of the death of Trooper Nicholas Hopkins. Trooper Hopkins laid down his life while protecting the citizens of this state, Kelly announced during a press conference. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Illinois, Stephen D. Weinhoff, said his office is working tirelessly to get justice for Hopkins and his family. It's sad because it says he had it's a wife and 4-year-old twins and an infant daughter. I mean, people should be able to serve a warrant. The police ought to be able to serve a warrant without being killed. They just arrested a couple cops here. Okay. Guy has been corrupt for years. I think they are working to pull his pension. They allowed him to retire during the investigation. Oh, yeah, I bet they will. It depends on how. Sorry, I have to answer my son's text. Um, and unfortunately, the corrupt law enforcement are causing a lot more of the non corrupt law enforcement to get hurt, I think. Yeah, there's going to come a point in time, I do believe that Nobody's going to want to be um, a police officer anymore because it's not safe. Just absolutely not safe. There was a female cop who had a gun pointed in her face last July in Illinois. Luckily, backup got there because he emptied his first gun and grabbed a second, so he had a gun in both hands. Yeah. It's, I don't know. We have people, they don't listen to law enforcement and they get hurt because the police have to, I mean, they have to keep themselves safe. And then, you have law enforcement that are misbehaving. And I don't know. I guess because the police forces, they have their internal investigations and they kind of police themselves. I think they're going to have to get that cleaned up first because it's not safe to be a cop anymore. I feel bad for every person I know who, is either a cop or is married to a cop or has a child that's a cop. Yeah, it's not. My husband's cousin is Ellie, and it terrifies us. Yeah. She's a tiny little thing, but she's tough. We have faith in her, but fear as she faces daily. Yeah. Yeah, heck, it's not safe being us. Uh, you know, my dad has had a couple of road rage incidences that, I mean, one of them actually followed him home, and my dad has a conceal and carry permit, and the guy is really lucky that he did not get shot and killed. Uh, he ended up realizing my dad had a gun. My dad didn't show him the gun, but he came up into my dad's garage and saw that he had a gun on his seat because my dad had pulled the gun out in case he needed it. And the guy called the cops, and the cops got there, and they went and told that guy, "You're lucky he didn't shoot and kill you because he had every right to, and he legally had that gun because he had a conceal and carry permit." Her husband is a firefighter, so daily their children could lose a parent if they respond to the wrong call. Right? Not only responding to the wrong call, but making traffic stops. They're getting killed at traffic stops. It's crazy. I mean, if you weren't these people that have warrants out that the police are arresting for one reason or another, if they weren't misbehaving, they wouldn't be encountering the police officers. So the fact that they're misbehaving and then what, they're going to get violent with the cops or not listen to the cops and put the cops' life in danger. Why? If you would just behave yourself. I don't know, I guess to me it's a no-brainer. But I guess if you're a thug or a criminal, yeah, it does. It comes back to being about respect and selfishness, which honestly, people aren't respectful when they're too selfish. Nope. But look at these kids. They have no respect for their parents. How in the world are they going to have respect for anybody else that is really nothing to them? Unfortunately, it's, way of the world these days. Well, fine, go answer the higher call. Who cares? Seriously, he didn't have to yell that out at me. Yeah, I mean, when we were kids, we could go outside and hang out with all the kids in the neighborhood and ride our bike, and we knew what our boundaries were, where we could go. Troy quit yelling, and we had to be home by the time the streetlights came on. We didn't go bothering other people. We didn't go stealing anything. We didn't go tearing up people's yards. You know, we didn't do any of that stuff. Now people are I'm actually stunned because I saw an article about house burglaries, and they were talking about um, the fact now that used to burglaries were your house burglaries were happening while you were at work, nobody was home. They don't care now. Like, they're coming when you're home. They could care less.
Hey, yeah. Glad I could help.
Exactly, we push them sometimes. We had a riverbed that called to us LOL, but we had the same street light rule, right? Yeah. I mean, and you know what the rules were, and you did, you abided by the rules. I mean, the only time we were ever late is if somebody like fell off their bike and got hurt, and we had to like help them get home, or I mean, there was kind of, rare instances like that. But I mean, now you can't even trust to let your kids play with the kids in the neighborhood. I mean, that's the problem I've had with my daughter. The kids in the neighborhood, they're not that great. We respected people's property too. We would have never walked across someone's lawn. Right. Exactly right. All the times you ever like went to their house to sell them Girl Scout cookies or anything, you walked up their driveway, you walked up their path to their front door, you didn't go running across everybody's lawn and tearing it all up. None of that. My dad, a while back, he had somebody that was letting their dogs poo uh, in his yard and not picking it up. And uh, he was talking to me about it, and I said, "Well, you know how you keep them out of your yard?" Because I had read something uh, where pepper, you can put pepper, like cayenne pepper. Um, it doesn't hurt the animals, but if they're sniffing around to try to find a place to go to the bathroom, because my dad doesn't have any dogs, so there's no reason for any dogs to be in his yard. Um, that yeah, it would burn them and everything, but they wouldn't come back. And so he did. He sprinkled it all in the area where this dog was doing his business, and the lady came by, and the dog took a big old whiff of it and started, you know, coughing and hacking and snorting to try to get that out of his. Uh, oh, go ahead, go get dressed. That's fine. Um, and was all yelling, and what'd you do to my dog? And he's like, well, don't bring your dog on my lawn to go to the bathroom. If he starts getting too tired, you're gonna have to bring him back though. Okay, because I don't know if he's gonna make it all the way there and then all the way back. Just make sure you have plenty of water. Yeah, he'll be plenty tired. Maybe it won't stop him from barking with everybody working in the yards. No. Oh well. Total freak out the mom moment. I'm sitting here in a towel and she's with friends. LOL. You know, I try not to. I don't know. I try to roll with the punches as much as I can. There is seriously something on my screen. I don't have my cleaning spray here. Well, she'll be there eventually, and you'll get to visit with her, and then you'll be all happy. My daughter was, her bedroom is now on this wall straight in front of me, and when I went to the bathroom before I came live, she was in there just strumming away on her guitar. I am not in Alliance. I gotta go to the Horde portal. Her dad and I don't have modesty. They don't think about these things. Oh, I have modesty to a point, but I will walk around in my underwear if I have to run from one place to another. Of course, my daughter will stand there while I'm, stripping or, trying to change clothes or coming out of the shower and then putting clothes on. She just doesn't seem to care. She's pretty modest. My son's pretty modest too. Other than I encountered him one night and I knew he did not sleep with anything on, and he was sick, and I was worried because I had heard him like in the bathroom a couple of times, and I asked him if he was okay, and he's like no, I feel really sick, so I wanted to um, check on him, and I was going to get him a bowl in case he had an accident in his room, and I walked down the hallway, turned around, and was coming back, and he came from the bathroom across to his room, but he didn't have anything on. He just took his hands and covered his his private area, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, son, please don't do that. Wait till I come by. I don't want to see that." If it's just my hubby and I practically live in boy shorts and tanks, but when my kids are here, I have to cover myself. I'll never forget her pointing out my butt cheeks to everyone we met. Okay, so yeah, my husband before the well, actually, even when my son was little, my husband is all about, not having anything on, and I always would yell at him because I'm sorry, I don't really want to look at that, and but I like to be comfortable, so I usually have like right now, I got chilly, so I put this hoodie on, but like I slept in a t-shirt and pajama pants last night. Like I'm comfortable like that. Or sweats. I like to wear sweats during the winter, or hoodies and sweatpants, or you know, I just want to be comfortable. I don't walk around half naked, but I just want to be comfortable. So I come home from work and I take off my clothes and I put my pajamas on and get comfortable. LOL, I walked in on my brother. That was enough for me. I was very grateful. I only had a girl, My husband is still like that. If he's cold, he puts on socks and a t-shirt. That is a sight to see, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. I, my son hit a certain age, and I'm like, and then I had my daughter, and my son was like 4.5 at the time, and I told him, I said, you absolutely, because, my husband used to sleep like my son sleeps. And I told him, I said, because she's going to end up getting in bed with us. And she did too. She would like the middle of the night, I would wake up feeling like somebody was watching me. And I'd open my eyes and it'd be her standing in the doorway. She'd never come wake me up, tell me she had a bad dream or anything. She would just stand there and wait for me to wake up and for me to tell her to go ahead and get in bed with us. But I told him, I said, you can't, you're going to have to get some sleeping pants and sleep in them because you just never know when she's going to come in. So I started buying him sleeping pants, so he wears that around the house. But I can only imagine what we go to when the kids are both gone and not living in the house anymore. I'll put cameras around and tell him I'm going to stream it on YouTube so that he doesn't do that. I'll make a channel just for that so I don't get in trouble. I can't imagine him in socks and a t-shirt though. That's just seems a little wrong. When she was really little, she came in and tapped me on the foot while her father and I were in, oh, yeah, an intimate position. That's one way of putting it. Yeah, that definitely becomes challenging to say the least. Oh, there he is. I need to do the daily on this one. Click that. No, I don't need to click that one. I need to click one of these. Instant stop. Everything is done right then. Yep. And there ain't no going back to that. It took months before I would do anything with her in the house. Yeah. Yep. I completely understand that. Well, you hear people tell stories about how they walked in on their parents and, like, they remember. And it's like, yeah, you don't want any of that going on. Whoops. I just flew into the wall. She was really little. When she got older, the door got locked. LOL, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of kids. They totally change your life. It's just like I get kind of irritated when I see people say, like their kid was an accident. No, it just wasn't planned. Everybody knows what causes getting pregnant. So it's really not an accident because you did that on purpose. I mean, you didn't get pregnant on purpose, but you did the act that could cause you to get pregnant on purpose. It certainly it certainly wasn't an accident. You did that on purpose. Because I certainly wasn't planned. My mom was not planning to have me. Exactly. Children are always a gift, planned or not. Right. Right. It's not that they're an accident because you're doing the thing that causes it to happen. You know, it's like, you know, smokers having lung problems. It's not really an accident. You're choosing to smoke cigarettes. Nobody is born smoking cigarettes. You don't pop out of the womb like with a cigarette in your hand smoking. So, you made that choice consciously. There's very few instances where, obviously if you get raped, but outside of that, people having consensual act, uh, you know, that's not an accident. That's just unplanned. Yeah, I know a lot of people that say the same thing. I mean, when I was 16, I had a friend in high school that, she got pregnant and she lost all her friends and um I didn't understand why. Okay, so she had a baby to take care of. Okay, so that just means if we want to hang out, we have to go over to her house because she has to be able to take care of her baby. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that means that sometimes she's gonna have to stop and go feed the baby in the middle of a conversation. That's okay too. I mean, I mean, certainly, none of us are perfect, and our lives don't typically turn out perfectly as we had planned them when we were 5. Yeah, my friend did too. She lost all of her friends pretty much except for me. And we had the same circle of friends and sometimes they would get mad at me because I was going over to her house and they wouldn't go because they're like, "Well, she's got the baby." And I'm like, "Okay, well, she has a baby, but what's wrong with babies? I babysit all the time. I love kids. What's the big deal?" And all of the bashing that kids do to each other now on the internet, I can only imagine the kind of horrible things they say about, teenagers getting pregnant. I really hope uh, that this push to get something done about this internet bullying, I hope something really comes of it. And I hope sooner than later because it's seriously out of hand. I had just started dating a guy. I told him what was going on. He acted like he was okay with it, then never called again. People can be really crappy. Yeah, they are. Because they're selfish. If he liked you and wanted to get to know you and actually cared anything about you as a person, like he would not have done that. Because to me, uh, it's just downright rude to not call people and not, okay, I don't want to, okay, I don't think that us dating is a good idea. However, we could still maybe hang out every so often or, be friends or whatever, but I don't think dating's going to work. Okay, well, that's fine. Don't just never call again. That's ridiculous. My dad didn't talk to me for 6 months either, so it wasn't just kids. Yeah, um, I think it's hard for dads to, well, I think dads in general, men. I mean, my husband, yeah, he's a dad. He's also a male. I think in general they don't deal with their emotions and their feelings, and I think they tend to not deal with them well. Obviously, there are some that do, but I don't think most of them do. And so, uh, I mean, I know my husband, he just keeps things bottled in, and then all of a sudden, we're in some argument over something really stupid, and he's yelling and hollering, and I'm going, "What in the world is wrong with you?" And then I realize, oh, this must be like the explosion that hasn't happened since the last explosion because you just keep everything bottled up inside. I'd have been fine with honesty. I was an honest person. I didn't judge people for their views. Yeah. Typically, well, typically people should be okay with honesty. I think people have a hard time hearing honesty when it isn't conducive to their own thought process, but a truth is a truth. It doesn't matter, who says it or, you know, this is a really long flight. There's I have a lot. People tend to either really like me or hate me, and my dad, my personality is very similar to my dad's that way, and I'm okay with that. The problem is when people like they don't like me. I can tell they don't like me, but they're not honest about the fact that they don't like me. They try to pretend, that everything's okay, and that really annoys me to no end. Well, I didn't know that my stepmom had told him she was pregnant in church just like I did only a couple weeks before. LOL. Poor guy was becoming a grandpa and a dad again in the same year. Oh, yeah, maybe he was just like completely in utter shock and didn't know what to do. And maybe not talking to you, was the best thing for him to do because maybe he was afraid he was going to say something that he would regret later and maybe he didn't want to do that.
What do you require? Goodbye.
His oldest is 51, his youngest is 32. Wow, that's a span. That makes for interesting differences in the kids, I would imagine. I guess somebody got these boxes up here. Maybe more do I need? Oh, yeah, I still need plenty. Yeah, I don't. My family life has been pretty normal. I have two parents. They've been married the whole time. Well, they got married a little bit after, my mom got pregnant, but still, they were married before I was born. And I have a sister that's 3 years younger than me. Then I got married, and I have two children, and I'm still married to my husband. My parents are still married. To me, that's, pretty uneventful. sister doesn't have any kids. She's not married, and neither one of us got pregnant as teenagers. I'm sure my mom feels like that was a miracle because I met my husband when I was 16, so we've been together a very long time.
I haven't got all day.
I haven't got all day. Oh, that's the wrong way. Yuppers, there's a 15-year gap between his oldest and his next biological. Wow. It's like a teenager and then starting all over again. Although my sister-in-law, she has 2 older children by her first husband, and then she has 2 younger children by her second husband. And she's kind of. It's kind of like because I'm trying to think. There's at least 10 years difference between them. I mean, I guess it makes for good built-in babysitter, but I come from a line of not marrieds. My grandparents got married after my mother was born. My father was married to someone else, so my parents were never married. Oh. Well, so you have an interesting story. Then I married my daughter's father when I was old enough to. Right. So you just have one daughter, or do you have other kids? Where is... Didn't I click that? I guess not. It's really fascinating, actually. My grandmother may have been married to someone else still. She lost in a poker game and was married. Oh my goodness. You gotta be careful with those poker games. You just never know. Just your girl. Okay. I really need to clean this screen. I bring the cleaner in here. It's starting to annoy me. Every time I'm in the green slime, I must have sneezed on the screen or something. Oh, well, hi Gizmo. Oh, hubby just found an interesting story. A NASA astronaut accessed her ex-wife bank's account from space. What? Uh-oh. I wonder what jurisdiction that falls into. Holy cow. That's crazy. I bet they're not going to be sending that person up in space again. Harris County and the Federal Trade Commission, apparently. Oh, all right. Is the FTC? Oh, I probably because of the internet. Gotcha. I guess Harris County is where the bank is, or where the X is. That's crazy. Oh no, she'll be in jail with the astronaut who drove to Florida to kill the. Whoa, the competition. Wow. Crazy people, I swear. We really need better mental health. I hate to use the word epidemic, but it sure seems to be. It's probably her home base, too. Most of the astronauts live in or around Houston. Gotcha. Houston, we have a problem. Somebody has just accessed bank accounts and stolen money from their ex. She didn't get her. They caught her first. You don't remember the diaper astronaut. The diaper astronaut. No. I guess not. Or at least that's not ringing a bell at the moment. You must tell me the story. My daughter was greeted with, "Eagle has landed this morning." I use that phraseology at work. It's an old case. Carolyn has talked about it a few times. Oh. Is it a solved case or is it like not solved case? Every time we fly, we use it. It sounds better than did the wheels come down? Oh, I actually use it at work uh, to indicate when the big boss is walking around. Yeah, it's solved. They caught her in a parking lot. Okay, I'll have to look it up. Would you say that, what do you say it's called? The astronaut diaper case? What does it say? The diaper astronaut. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me write that down. I'll put it down on this piece of paper. I gotta use this anyway. Diaper. Did you follow the Nicole Nachman trial? What did you think of that verdict? Or what did you think of that trial in general? We used the governor is in the building, and you had to say it with the Arnold accent. That's funny. I always just type it because we have Skype at work, so although you kind of have to be careful what you're saying because obviously they can monitor all of that all they want.
Farewell.
Hmm. I guess I don't really need any of these dailies. I did the farm. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break for a while at least, and got some stuff I want to get done around here. And I hope you have a really good time with your daughter today. And thank you for hanging out with me. Yeah, we generally were a desk kind of crew. If you were on the outs, you were really out. Yeah, we're kind of in a cube farm, so luckily I share a cube wall with my friend, but a not really existent wall behind me. There seems to be some issues sometimes with her. All right, well, have a great day. I'm anticipating pack meltdown at any moment. Okay. Well, you have a good one, and hopefully I will catch you later. So, see ya. Thanks for coming.